Welcome back everybody for the second race of the Manufacturers Cup, and this time we are at Dragon Tail Gardens. So let's get into this one. This one was a really wet race and an eventful one, and we actually did quite well to get the position in the end that we did end up with. So make sure you watch until the end, because this was an eventful race. The strategy was IMs for 12 laps, I believe it is, 11 laps, and then on to racing mediums. So let's get into this, guys. So if you watch right here, we've got 9th place as we come down this straight here into this hairpin turn, and we're right on the back of them. We're going to make a move up the inside here, late on the braking, and they're already turning in weirdly. Don't understand that at all. We get the position, and I feel like that racer was frustrated by that move, but they turned in onto me, so I don't understand how you can be frustrated, but watch what happens, guys. So coming down the straight now through the line, and we just gained the position. As you can see, everybody's tussling, trying to get the heat into their tires. And watch this, there you go, absolutely taken out. And what we're going to do now, we're going to go back and watch a replay of this. So as you can see there, we make the move to take that position. It's a little bit laggy, I'm going to point that out. Maybe this was down to lag, but there's no braking. There's no braking. I believe their intentions was to take me out. And as you'll see here, they just carry on. No penalty either, so Gran Turismo need to look at that. Other people sliding out. And we're all the way back in last place. We've got this guy right here now who's ghosted. The guy in front with a 3-second penalty. And they're tussling. We bump into them because they're slow. It's a little bit of a mess, but what we're going to do now, we're just going to try and get in our zone, get back into the race, don't let it spoil our race, and try and get these positions back. So as you can see, given the wet surface, we're not trying to push too much. We let that guy back through. But if you watch right now, coming up, a little bit of an unfortunate circumstance. This guy's ghosted, and look at this. As we go in, he ghosts, hits me into. It's just weird. It shouldn't be ghosting at that point. But what can we do? We're sandwiched in. And as you can see, we're trying to stay on the wet part of the track and stay off the dry line as much as possible, just to keep the tyres good. And by the 5th, going into the 6th, we've made it up to 7th position here. So not bad going, and we're catching on 6th. So let's keep it going, guys. So as you've seen, we're just having a little bit of a tussle with P9 behind us, and now we're coming into the straight. But if you watch this now, I'm going to stay on the wet part. If you look at a little radar on the bottom right, we go braking. That was definitely an intention there to take us out. And what we do is we'll go back now and watch a replay of that. And this is the type of racers you get who can't take being overtaken, so their intentions is to take you out, thinking that I'm going to turn in and go sliding off into Mars, and also comes back in, hits another driver. I mean, very, very bad racing, to be quite honest, but we're not going to let that affect us, guys. We're going to keep going. We're already up to 8th position now, 10 laps to go. Let's keep pushing and see what we can do. So as you can see, we've changed onto the mediums now as the track's starting to dry out. But look at this on the right there, one little touch on the wet and that's where you can end up into the barrier. So even now that it's started to dry out, you need to make sure that you stay on the dry part of the track as much as possible, as any little slip here is the end of your race. Also, unfortunately, we've picked up a 3-second penalty, me and the guy in front, which having been wrecked in the second lap or first lap, taken out completely, also getting this 3-second penalty really doesn't help. So what we've got to do now is just make sure we focus and keep our pace up, and hopefully, well, if you watch until the end, you'll see where we end up. So as we come down around this corner here, just staying on the edge of the dry part of the track. If you watch the yellow car up in front, that's the same guy that took me out on the first lap, second lap. And there you have it. There's karma for you. Didn't deserve to be in that position in the first place, racing like that. And karma came back to get that guy. So just desserts. Let's keep going, guys. So going into the last lap, I really do think if we didn't get taken out on the second lap, start of the second, and also the 3-second penalty that we incurred for going into the pit, we've got third and second. First is way off into the distance. I mean, they must not have had no messing up with others or getting involved in any battles. They've just pulled away, kept fast, and stayed in their race. Well deserved first place there. But as I said, if we didn't get taken out, or that 3-second penalty, which is my own fault, getting taken out is not my own fault. That's what someone done, put us back in 16th. I think we'd have actually got a podium out of this race. The next best position from a podium is 4th. So coming from 16th down to 4th, I think we pulled it back, guys. And maybe another lap as well. I think we would have caught these guys. But there you have it. Last lap. And we've pulled off a 4th from going from 9th all the way back to 16th and back up to 4th. I mean, that deserves a like, guys, and a subscribe. So don't forget to hit them 2 buttons. And hopefully you've enjoyed this video. We're going to have another one coming up straight after this. Thank you to everybody that raced clean. Just want to say everyone that raced clean, kept it clean. Thank you very much. Not an easy race at all in the rain. As it says there, position raised 5. Well, we went back to 16th, so we basically position raised is even more than that. But as I said, thank you to everyone who raced clean. Congratulations to the winner of the race and the top 2 in front, the 2 guys in front. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, guys. And we'll catch you in the next one. And good luck in your race if you take part. Take care.